Once the payments resume in March of 2022, if I have to revise my goal or my plan to meet my goal, then I will do so at that point. Hello YouTube, my name is Shirria. This is the Shirria Mac channel where I am documenting my journey towards debt freedom in hopes to build wealth, retire early, or become work independent as a married woman paying debt alone. If you are new here, thank you so very much for clicking on this video. And if you are a returning viewer or subscriber, thank you so very much for coming back. If you're new and you're a viewer but not yet a subscriber, please consider subscribing to help grow my channel to 1,000 subscribers plus, period. In today's video, as the title suggests, what the forbearance extension means for me and my student loan repayment. Many of you are aware. It was announced, I think on Friday, that the forbearance has been extended until February 2022. And what that means for my journey, my student loan repayment journey, at this very moment is nothing. It absolutely means nothing for my journey. There is no significant progress that I would be able to make between now and February. And so it's not going to, and what I mean by nothing is I'm not gonna revamp my payment plan. There are no loans that I would be able to eliminate between September 30th, when I finish paying the interest, to February 2022. So as of right now, the forbearance does not mean anything spectacular for my student loan repayment journey. If you watch my previous video, my I'm back video, I talked about all the challenges that I am currently facing on my debt-free journey and how I continue to go back and forth between paying the mortgage and eliminating my student loan debt. And you guys have been very helpful in throwing out ideas and suggestions to help me make a decision, but ultimately the decision is mine to make, and I need to do the best thing, what is best for me, to keep me motivated and to keep me, on track, and just to keep me going. And I think part of my challenge was I felt like I had to do one or the other. But honestly, this entire time I have been doing more than one thing. And I have been restricting myself because of how influenced I was by the Dave Ramsey steps that, you need to knock off one at a time. And although I do feel like that is, it does work and it is effective, I think for me, where I am on my journey at this moment, it's not the best thing for me. And so I was watching Rochelle Adams. I believe Adams is her last name, but it's definitely Rochelle. And she talks about doing more than one thing. And it got me to thinking that, really, I have been doing more than one thing. Dave Ramsey always says, go through the 7 baby steps. And part of that means you do not save or invest until you're on baby step, I think it's 5 or 6. But many of you guys know that I have been saving and investing since I became consumer debt free. And so what makes me wanting to pay student loans and the mortgage any different? So I kept having these thoughts and I kept getting these messages that I cannot fit inside of a box, and to stop restricting myself, stop limiting yourself. And so I think that is exactly what I'm going to do. So basically, pause. I'm back. To get back on subject, the student loan forbearance extension does not change my student loan debt repayment plan in any kind of way. I am grateful for it because that does mean I could make more progress if there is no interest accruing on my loans. But as of right now, I am going to continue to try to eliminate the remaining interest on or before September 30th. And then from there, October 15th or October 1st, I will start working on the smallest student loan, which technically is a loan of $8,845. But if you have watched my journey, you know that I have 7 loans altogether. 3 of the loans are independent, and then the other 4 loans were consolidated into 2 separate loans. And the $8,845 is one of the loans that is consolidated with another loan. So although I can see the balances independently, when I make a payment, so for example, this is loan 2, I believe. If I try to make a payment on loan 2, then the whatever I pay is going to be divided between both of the loans. But that's not going to deter me. My goal is still to eliminate $8,845 minimum of student loan debt for the year of 2022. As for my mortgage repayment goals, that will be another video, but that is where I am at. I am still going to make my snowball payment once interest is paid on or before September 30th. But that $734 snowball payment will solely go to the loan with the $8,845. And then once the payments resume in March of 2022, if I have to revise my goal or my plan to meet my goal, then I will do so at that. So that is it. That's what the extension means for me in my journey. I feel like this is the best thing for me. I feel like honestly, like I said, I felt like I had to choose between one or the other. Like I had to either be focusing on my mortgage or either be focusing on my student loans. And while I was able to aggressively attack the interest on my student loans, it still bothered me that I wasn't making some type of additional progress on my mortgage. And so I'm gonna do both. That's just where I am. And at this point, the only thing I have to decide is where any extra will go. Will I divide any extra between the two? Or will I do so many extra payments on my student loans and then so many extra payments on my mortgage? I'm not sure. But I did want to take the time to say thank you to everyone who left feedback, everyone who left words of encouragement, constructive criticism, all of that. Everyone who commented that I really need to figure out my why, and that was helpful because my why to get out of debt is to buy my time back. And I could buy my time back doing one or the other. I could buy my time back with paying off my mortgage. I could buy my time back with paying off my student loans. So while that was helpful in trying to help me decide one direction over the other, that is exactly what led me to realizing that I can do both. And then it was a subscriber who commented that I don't give myself enough credit, and I agree with you 100. Oh, look at that. Okay, I agree with you 100%. And that I talk so negatively, and that is something that I did not even notice I was doing, but I am going to try to work hard on doing less of that and hopefully eliminating that. But that is where I am. I am grateful to be able to make that type of move on paying my student loans and my mortgage. And honestly, I can't really say I know that I will probably always go in between the two. And I just hope that you guys can bear with me on that, because those are my two pressing debts. I know my mortgage is not technically a debt, but I'm grateful to be able to do both. And so that is where I'm at. Let me know how this extension affects you and your journey. Will you be able to get out of debt sooner? Will your student loans be paid off much sooner now that the forbearance has been extended? How does that affect your journey? So let me know down in the comments below. If you have not already subscribed, please consider subscribing to my channel, where I talk about all things debt, budgets, and building wealth. And do remember that the debt-free journey is indeed a journey, not a destination. Bye.